I've become such a big fan of hummus. For lunch today and lunch yesterday, I cook a little piece of toast, put some hummus on it, slice up some tomatoes, salt and pepper the tomatoes. It actually makes the tomatoes so much better. Put that on the slice of toast. It's a beautiful lunch. I had some walnuts too and berries. It's just like kind of my favorite thing. And I have made my own hummus 2 or 3 times. I honestly thought I was gonna convert to a home hummus maker, but it's just a little bit too inconvenient. I don't know. You gotta like open the can, you gotta dry off the garbanzo beans. Did you know they're called garbanzo beans? Isn't that kind of crazy? Or chickpeas. Like why does a bean have 2 names? What's the difference between a bean and a legume? I don't really know. I just kind of eat them. And the footage we're watching right now is my first match of ranked season 11. So that's kind of why I also wanted to make this video, not just to rant about hummus and chickpeas. I don't know if I could go a full 12 minutes ranting about just hummus. That feels like the upper echelon of commentary skill, and I'm not sure I'm quite there just yet. But this match, honestly, the whole entire first day, I just finished my stream. I played 5 or 6 matches. I felt so good, dude. Maybe I gotta watch back this footage and I'm gonna start nitpicking everything and realize how bad I'm playing. But look at me mining the trees as I'm strafing towards the cow. I kill 1 cow. I have a single piece of steak for this entire speedrun, and I think it pays off really well. I'm pretty sure I heard a sheep when I spawned in, but it felt a little bit too out of the way to go all the way back. So I'm entering the Nether here around 140. And the main thing about this enter is I kind of know I'm in a very good spot. My opponent sends a seed change because they made an iron pickaxe. There's not enough iron to make an iron pickaxe because we needed a flint and steel. You need to light the Nether portal somehow. So they have presumably fully reset the seed about 2 minutes into it. So I have basically a guaranteed 2-minute lead. But as I enter this freaking treasure bastion, there's lava everywhere, so I can't do the route normally. I'm gonna be down 2 gold blocks, starting my trading hole, and I'm just thinking, oh my gosh, what am I supposed to do? There's a piglin jumping right there. I have to mine these blocks super awkwardly, and I only have a wooden pickaxe. So although we're in the bastion at 220, this is gonna be some funky business. So I get 6 iron right here. I decided to craft up my iron pickaxe. I should be able to craft an iron pickaxe and axe. Do I make an axe here? No, I don't, because I don't have any sticks. That's fine. That's totally chill. And so I'm gonna make my trading hole on the other side of the bastion, which is, I don't know how like good or bad it is. In my head, I was thinking if I need extra gold, because it's right, I'm gonna be down a little bit of gold. If I need extra gold, I can always go to lower treasure, and then I can break the spawner, and that's just a little bit safer of a play anyways. But I'm so far ahead, I'm just gonna check all the chests, play this sort of normally, and see where we are, because I haven't seen the fortress yet, and it can always be a little bit tricky, you know, trying to figure out where it is. Maybe I should learn Glowdar. That's like one of the new cool strats that everybody's doing. I tried learning Glowdar a little bit, but it just isn't paying out. Am I yapping about something that people just don't understand at Ark? Glowdar is like a strat to like find the spawner, but ignore the treasure spawner. It's kind of whack. It's kind of jank. We won't get too into it. Maybe I should start talking about hummus again. I really kind of had minimal exposure to hummus growing up, probably because my parents didn't like it a ton, but my aunt always seemed to have hummus or guacamole when we would go up to my cabin. She's kind of the, how do I put this? She's like the vegetable lover, into health, cooking type of aunt. And so it always seemed like she had hummus. So I'd have hummus maybe occasionally. Maybe I had hummus on a carrot or something. But really, the first time that I dove into hummus was probably a year and a half ago when I bought it at Costco for the first time. It was the first time that I decided to get myself some hummus. And I started putting it on some things. I started eating it with chips. I was like, oh, this is like pretty good. I started putting it on bread. I was like, holy shoot, wait, this hummus thing might be a little bit versatile. And then I put it on tacos. It just works everywhere. You can even eat it plain. And then there was a fun little couple days where I made my own hummus. And so it was this cool activity. And so now I've become much a fan of hummus. I try to have it in my fridge at all times. Bonus points if I have guacamole at the same time, because hummus and guacamole, kind of just a legendary pair. They're both paste type foods. You can add them to so many things, and with chips, oh my gosh, if you get salsa in there too, holy shoot. Can you tell I had a really good lunch today? It was just freaking awesome. I also went for a walk this morning. The weather is turning So nice. I think I go through these phases every summer and winter. When winter comes around, I think, oh my gosh, winter's gonna be so bad. And then I realize it's not that bad. But as soon as spring rolls around, I think, holy shoot, maybe winter was that bad. It is so nice out. How can you not like a sun shining in the sky? Clear, blue skies. It's not too hot. There's water in the river. There's cats on my walk. It's a good life, guys. Find yourself a good place to go walking. See, if we're talking about bad places to walk, it would be this Nether fortress. I'm walking around, there's absolutely no spawner everywhere. And I know that there's some part of the fortress that's a little bit closed off because we saw those outer fortress like walkways go back into the bad part of the fortress. So I know that the generation is corrupted a little bit. So I decided to just go into the bad part of the fortress, the enclosed section. That's what we're in right now. So it's not like bad, but that's what speedrunners call it. It's bad because there's no blaze spawners, right? I'm into the bad part of the fortress because I'm gonna nav all the way to like the starting point of the generation in hopes of finding the actual spawners. Because I know it got corrupted and like winded in on itself, sort of like a snake eating itself. And so something is definitely messed up. And I'm just kind of praying that the spawners are gonna be this way. So I finally find the lava room, and lo and behold, here is our blaze spawner. Also at this point, I have a very sizable lead. My opponent hasn't even entered the fortress. They're gonna have to deal with the same thing as me finding these spawners. I'm at 2 rods, nothing crazy, and I only have 5 explosives after this blaze bed. I was thinking in my head, there was a slight debate, but I think it's always better to use a bed, especially because I have 5 explosives. Like, you can hit most zeros with 5 explosives, but if I mess up just slightly, if I mistime the first bed, then it's gonna be bad news. So I'm a little bit scared, trying to stay aware of things. And another problem starts to cross my mind. I do not have another fire resistance potion. So I think this was another argument for using a blaze bed here, because we're really trying to crank the blaze rates before our fire resistance runs out. Because you can play a spawner and like a speedrun without fire resistance, but it just gets really bad, really awkward. You can take a lot of damage if you get lit on fire with blazes. It's just something you want to like try to avoid. So I'm at 4 rods here. I'm starting to do all my pre-crafting. I think my pre-crafting lately has gotten really smooth. Like, look how much inventory space I have in my inventory right now. I can craft 5 gold picks and I still have 7 or 8 slots free in my inventory. And in general, I've been trying to get more in a flow state when I play. I haven't been listening to music while playing lately, and I think that's probably helped a little bit. But I think there's a lot of very small technical hard skills of speedrunning where like you need to learn how to do a 2x1 magma portal. You could learn how to build portals faster. You could learn how to craft faster. But there's an even larger skill area in general routing and like flow of a speed run. You know, it's one thing if you can craft everything you need in 3 seconds, but if it takes you another 4 seconds to orient yourself in the nether to like throw a pearl, or you hesitate here, or you commit to spikes too hard, that can lose you so much more time. And I think staying away from those mistakes, like the way to do it is really like getting in a flow state. If you ever read the book Flow by Mikhail, I don't know, I can't remember. It's some like really cool last name sounding guy. It's a pretty famous book. I remember I read it in college. Like the flow state is where you want to be for competition. And I think this entire stream, I was doing really well with just being in a state of flow. There is the possibility that I'm a little biased. It's the beginning of the season. Perhaps I was just playing people that I, was beating pretty substantially. And so like maybe that's lulling me into a false sense of security where I think I'm more ahead than I actually am. But regardless, we're digging to second portal quartz. I actually ran out of food, but I didn't want to waste time hunger resetting, and I knew I had a whole bunch of gold picks. So traveling the 80 blocks or so to second portal quartz, honestly, was not very bad at all. One small thing that I try to do when using gold picks, particularly when I have so many like this, is make sure I keep 1 gold pick for the end split, because that's going to allow me to hit a lot more zeros and hit zeros more comfortably than if I use up my entire gold pick digging to second portal quartz. So I have it in my inventory a little bit. I know that I can mine the 3 or 4 blocks of endstone that I might need to mine. But here we are into the stronghold. One small change that I've made to my preemptive is I've started using tool screen more recently. If you're getting into speedrunning, you should 100% use tool screen. Before that, you had to use so many funky things with OBS projectors and a weird setup. And I debated switching for a while because I just had something that works for me. But being in the mindset of always trying out new things, I think is what keeps you sharp and able to stay competing at a top level. And it's been 2 weeks now that I've switched with tool screen, and I think it is just like better. You know, the numbers can be more clear. Yeah, you can actually customize it a lot. When I see people not customize their tool screen, especially streamers, there's this really weird built-in animation that I just don't think looks good. So I tried to get this to look super nice and simple. You know, it's just a whole bunch of gray tones. I feel most of my aesthetic choices for speedrunning is just like so simple. Even branding, like my stuff is just so gray, boring, and simple. There's a time and a place for color, but I don't know. I kind of vibe with the simplicity a lot. It's a little bit similar to my fashion style and home decor style. I just got a lot of like brown. What do I have in my room? I got some brown, gray, a decent amount of wood. I have some cinder blocks. But every once in a blue moon, I think I need a little bit more color in my room. So I paint like a leaf on my wall, or I add some orange to my wall. So there's a time and a place for color. This zero is a little bit tricky though. Oh my gosh, I forgot how nasty this end split was. So if you remember, a little bit ago, I was saying I only have 5 explosives. If I just like mistime the first bed, it's gonna be so bad. I mistimed the first bed, and so I have to do this really awkward chase down. Oh, it's just so annoying. I didn't get set up properly to like time it. So my next double bed wasn't super good. But I think I'm playing this chase down really well, trying to shoot the crystals when the dragon is somewhat near. I knew I didn't have that many arrows. I checked my inventory and there was 12 left. So I'm not gonna be able to manually shoot down the dragon. Thank goodness my opponent hasn't even entered the end yet. This is gonna hurt a little bit for the average, but I'm gonna get a win under my belt, and that's really what you're looking for rather than a fast average. It's getting a little bit closer. I know my opponent is in the stronghold now. It wasn't the easiest nav in the world, but it certainly wasn't the hardest. You know, it's kind of just, you eliminate a couple of pathways in your head and then you found it. The dragon only has a sliver of health, but I have 5 arrows left. 5 arrows, or I guess 6, including the one in my crossbow. That is not enough to kill the dragon. So I debate shooting it here. You know, you can occasionally shoot the dragon to kind of like bait it to fireball you earlier, so then it paths to the end fountain. That can be a little bit awkward, and sometimes if you shoot the dragon, you'll just completely offset it, and then it's real bad. It could fly away early. Thankfully, none of that happens as the dragon perches, and I managed to kill it with my iron axe for a sub 13 time, my first round of the season. Not the fastest ever, but it feels great to start off with a win. I also did 3 more matches to finish my placements, and so if you're curious, we starting out in Diamond 1 at 1557 elo or something. 57, what does that put us on the leaderboard? Oh my gosh, 1557 and this is 1558. You're trolling. I'm 151st place. Okay, I kind of want to play one more. Nice. We're just cranking today, I guess.